Hello friends, how is everyone doing? My name is Harry and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to do a review for 2024 Stellarblade. It's an action-adventure game made by studio Shift Up, which is a Korean studio, and it was published by Sony Interactive Games. And the amazing game is this is the first attempt by Shift Up on a AAA games. And on the top of that, this is their actual any game that they have made up there. The only other game that they made is some sort of mobile game, which in Korea mobile game used to be pretty big. They still are, but this is their first AAA game. And on the top of that, their first game, they attempted a soulslike. And what do I think about it after finishing my first playthrough blind? It's amazing. I really love the game. So we are going to talk about a couple of things, and I'll like to add about one of the surprising element, the story. In most of the Souls-like games, when we play, there wouldn't be any amount of story, and the story would be the weakest link, and you would be watching Watividya or any other channel to figure out what the story was, because it would be told through the whatever kind of stuff you get from like the game, like the armor set or the weapons you get. It will be described through that, right? But in this game there is a pretty decent story. So while at the same time it's not going to win awards, and it's not like, you know, epic like something like Last of Us, but the story, and it has enough twists that would really surprise you. So I really like the story of the game, and even though I could feel it's incomplete, because I think they are definitely going to make a part 2, and by this time they have already announced that yes, there will be a part 2 coming, and they will call some of the DLCs which were not like the traditional DLCs that we are used to from studios. But that was one of the strong points, like it has very good story. And on the top of that, something that I really enjoyed from this game was the combat. So the combat for the Souls-like and action RPGs is their bread and butter. That's their biggest thing, if correct me wrong. That's what people play for. That's why a lot of Souls-like, they get away without having a decent story. People not really, and a lot of people have, you know, come to live with it. The combat is, this game is 10 out of 10. It's one of the best games that I've played in terms of combat. It's just so much fun. You get, the interesting thing is, as per the amount of weapons you get, there is only one weapon, which is this sword that we are using. But there are a lot of different tricks and a lot of different combos that you have that you can unlock and you can play with. So let me go over a couple of things. So I'm going to go back to show you guys a couple of things that could be explained through the system. And there are a lot of different skill trees that you can open up. I have taken them out so I could leave this as possibly as spoiler free for you guys. So as you guys can see, so this is the very first one that would be open to you, the survival, attack and survival. So in this there are multiple different combos that you can learn, and you can use them once you memorize the keys. And I actually didn't memorize a lot of them, so I use most, it's like triangle, like this one, or probably just the triangle, and there's a couple of things that ended up being better. The assault, sometimes assault, just pressing triangle, and it adds to that. If you add triangle to pressing triangle, would help you do more damage than a lot of your combos actually. So it just comes to your own personal preference. It's very different from a generic Souls-like where you get a whole plethora of weapons that you choose from, and then you can play according to your playstyle. The game does that, but in a different style. So there are different kind of combos, there are different kind of like and there's beta energy that is more importantly for all your the combo attacks or the special attacks that you can do, which varies in the game. And this is what slowly you will open up, and then there are 4 different types. And so this is for enemies who have strong shield and you want to break their shield, so you will learn up. Just to get you guys know, so at the end all these ones, they open in New Game Plus, so you won't have the option beyond this. So this is all New Game Plus. Same in this side, so the 6 and beyond this is for New Game Plus guys. but these are really useful. Without utilizing them, it's really hard to kill the bosses until you're trying to do no beta run or something like that. But in your regular playthrough, if you're playing, these are very useful. They are part of your arsenal in terms of combos and the special attacks that you do, and it's amazing. And some attacks are more useful in certain boss fights as compared to other, which you will figure out while you're playing. Like this one, I ended up using in the very last 2 or 3 bosses, and it became very important because it pushes them down to the ground, and then you can do different, and you get time to heal, you get time to do other attacks, so it's pretty useful. So I'm not going to go to the burst and the one over there that says tacky, because they come pretty late in the game and I don't want to do any spoilers, but I'll just let you know it's a different type of special combos that you can use, and it's different from beta energy. Once you start using them and you figure out, you will be able to get that. And techie is more like a passive special attacks that last once you activate it for a good amount of time, and in that you can utilize that power. You get that pretty later in the game, and it comes down after you beat a certain boss. And once you beat that, you get that, and then you can use that in every boss fight. And I've pretty used it in a majority of boss fights. So all of these things are from the beginning, like especially survival. A lot of things are very useful, and you get enough points. So majority of the points that I've used are from the first playthrough that I have. So you guys see on the top, I have 56 skill points, and I never grinded. So I can pretty much fulfill all of this attack and the beta 100%. And I had my tacky and the burst also pretty full, the ones that I want to use. I was just few skills points away to utilize all of them. So if you grind a little bit, you can 100% full open up everything, and everything will be opened up, but you will be able to level up all through these things. So I would say just focusing on your survival and attack in the beginning, and once the beta opens up, like figuring out which one you want in the beginning, because if you start putting points in all 4 of them in the beginning, by the end game, only towards the middle or towards the 75% of the game you played through, you would be able to try to keep them all going at the same time. So instead, pick 1 or 2 at first and try to get them as powerful you can, and pick according to your playthrough style or your gameplay style, and then you can go for the 3rd or the 4th when you have more skill points. So when we were fighting right now, I used some of those beta energies because I have my beta energy full, and it's pretty amazing. The combat is really flashy. Okay, I've heard from a lot of reviews and the people before I checked the play, I just wanted to know about the game. I played the demo. I remember really liking it, but when I picked up and started, like, just check some reviews, everybody was comparing it to Nier Automata and I think Bayonetta, but guys, and like a very flashy weapon stuff like Devil May Cry 5. So I have not played any of those games, so I cannot say that, but I gotta say the combat in this game is so amazing and so satisfying, guys. It's just amazing. It's so flashy, it's so over the top, and it's so much fun, man. I really had so much fun with this game. It's unbelievable. It's really fun. Like when it comes to combat, there are multiple other things that are a part of the game, which are like Sekiro and what would I say, Lies of P, which is you can parry if you play good, like, and if you time it good, there is a guard that you can parry. Let me see if I can. So no, I didn't. So there is a parry system which is very my timing is not. So this was the parry. So it's like Sekiro, and there is the dodge system. So not having a good time dodging right now. So this is the dodge system, but if you do it on time, it acts very nice. So you can parry the bosses, and the parry and dodging in the game, the way I was doing, is very important. You need to do it, otherwise you would have a hard time fighting certain bosses. And the gameplay, it feels like it's like first my turn, your turn. So if you think you can, and that's where you have to learn from your gameplay. That when you're playing, if you think you will just the enemies will just let you do your combos, that's not going to happen, because you have to choose what kind of attack you're going to do, what sort of attack you're going to do later, or which combo you're going to pick, because a lot of enemies or bosses, NPCs, are very aggressive and they do their own combos. So you have to be selective and careful of what kind of attack you want to do, because they're not going to wait for you to finish your attack and then attack on you. They would attack when in the middle, whenever they like their rest period is done, or that thing is over. So and certain bosses, there is one other thing. They do a certain kind of attack when there's their special attack, and you have so this is me being able to successfully evade. So this is another time I was able to successfully evade. So if we would have done that when the enemies are doing their special attack, which was represented that with that blue lightning stuff, your sword would flicker with the blue attack, and if you press a certain key, which circle on PlayStation 5, which is where I'm playing, you would be able to get behind them and do your own combo or attack, and it's pretty amazing. The game has the combat. It's unbelievable how good the combat is in this game, and the things get added up in that. There is so much that they keep adding in it that it keeps refreshing. And talking about enemy, every area you go to, there is a multiple type of enemies which are new to that areas. So the game has done a wonderful job of enemy design, like keeping it in new and new and interesting for you. And a lot of NPCs and the mini bosses are really interesting and actually hard. It takes a little bit of time to get to fight them, and you can't just take them lightly. It's pretty well designed, and I was really surprised for being a very first AAA game designed by a company who have only done a mobile game before, how well refined and well made this game is. I didn't had any hiccups or any issues while playing the game in terms of the quality or the performance of the game. It was just amazing. I'm just walking around in the same area, guys, because I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. This is the very first area of the game, so we are definitely trying to keep it spoiler free for you guys. And there is the loot. Okay, so after the combat, I would go about world design. I really like the world design that they have done, the dystopian, after the things, like the world has ended, there is like few humans who are trying to fight the Naytibas and trying to survive, and we didn't even know that there were that many humans which are still alive. So in the world design, they have some different biomes. I definitely like the central hub or the city. It's not a small place, it's a big city where there are a lot of NPCs you can talk to. There are a lot of things within that hub you can do. It's amazing. I really liked it. I would have preferred like a bit more variety in biomes, but that wasn't there. But that definitely does not take away from the game. The game in combat, the story building, the world design, I'm really like it. So another area, the sound and music. I think the game did a fantastic job. It's definitely a banger. The music is banger, man. The background music, the boss fights, all of them are so good. They did an amazing job with the music. I haven't not played any game with such an amazing job in terms of background music, and even the weapons, so let me see where I can rest here. Even with the combat, like when the weapons clash, when you do a parry, and when you're fighting bosses, their boss attacks and everything, the boss layout design, it's so amazing. It's so amazing. I love it. I definitely give the combat and the sound and music in this game is 10 out of 10, no doubt. So the game activities and the missions. The game has a plethora of side quests and missions, which actually gives you a lot of SP and a lot of things that a lot of goodies which you can get the skill points to improve your health. So the missions, and a lot of those missions are actually really good, really helps you actually level up, because apart from that, like if you don't do a lot of missions and stuff, it will not be easy to level up. You will miss a lot of skill points just because you chose not to do that. And on the top of that, there is so much story, there is so much lore through these things that you can learn. It's amazing. So moving on from and a lot of these game missions actually make you go through different areas. Some of them were pretty obscure, but the game actually tells you which area to go and where you can do certain missions. So let me see like I don't have a map right now. Like certain areas you would be able to get map. When you get the map, it shows where to go to get your where to go to find what you need to find in that area with an icon on the map, so you can go and do that activity. And even after that, like first time playing, you might have a hard time completing 100% all the activities. I did a lot of them in my game playthrough and had a lot of fun doing those missions. They didn't felt repetitive, and you talk a lot to NPCs, and that's how you get to get a lot of stuff from them. You're able to level up your skills, and on the top of that, there are a lot of people, like the shopkeepers, like from where you buy your merchandise and a lot of stuff. One of the big things you will be able to buy would be this. Like there are a lot of suits that they have made in this game, and I think I did not find all. There are 30 or more, but all of them that you can, a lot of them buy, and a lot of them because of you beat a different certain boss or you did a certain mission, you would be able to get it. And all the merchants actually, once you buy a certain amount of stuff from them, your affinity, there is something called affinity, increases with them. So once you get to bigger affinity, third level affinity is the most, third tier, they open up, they bring more stuff for you. So you definitely see, if you see any merchant, you want to buy stuff from them whenever you are able to, and spend the currency to get their whole inventory open up, because some of the things are very, very useful for you, so you don't want to miss on that. And talking about the visuals and the character design, man, this game has one of the most beautiful character design. As you can see right in front of standing, the main lead is beautiful, Eve, and then there's a couple of other friends or NPCs that you'll find. And to the enemy boss design, to the NPCs, everything, the design is so beautiful. Just look at in the area we are, look at this, guys. This is so beautiful, and I don't understand. After this game, there are so many other AAA titles that have come from very well-known gaming brands and studios, but they don't match up to this. It's unbelievable. If a first-time gaming studio can design and character design, make it attractive like this, it doesn't have to be, I'm not talking about sexualizing and making it super hot, like, which actually helps, which is good, like being character looking good. But just look at in the background, the art design and everything, and the depth they have, the minute details they have done. Look at all that stuff. It's just beautiful. And I'm not going to go to different areas. Actually, this is New Game Plus, so I have not actually went a lot further. I didn't. I just came to this point so I can record my review, because I didn't want it to be in an advanced level, so to spoil anything for you guys. So now talking about some of the minor criticism that I had. There are a couple of bosses that you fight in the beginning. They're really well designed, they're really amazing and everything, but couple of bosses and couple of mini bosses have been used again and again. There are bosses that you find like twice, and there is a boss that you fight 3 times. The reason I say is because boss fights is where this game shines, and they are so good. So you don't want like a boss that has been repeated. Like you want the game, the studio, to have included a different boss, because the combat is so good. I just can't. I loved it so much, guys. I loved it so much that you want to fight a unique and a different boss every single time. Having said that, some of the last bosses are my favorite bosses in any game, period. It happened with the Lies of P. There are a couple of bosses in the DLC and a couple of bosses in the main game. Oh my god, they were so good. It's the same with here. Some of the bosses in this game are so cool. So because I know that this Shift Up, the company, could do it, like I don't want any mini boss, anything to be repeated, because I want a unique boss and a unique boss fight, period. There were like 4 or 3 of the boss fights, they were repeated, and that was like, so they did of course increase their health, they increase their aggression, but they were still the same bosses. You would still have a hard time trying to beat them because they're a lot more aggressive and they're a lot more health, but at the same time it's the same boss fight that you are going through again. I would have rather fought a different boss and really enjoy that. And this is something I really like, man. In the combat that just came out, like you can assault is a function that when you get in the back behind them, you can just one hit and kill them. And if you keep doing enough parrying and stuff, you can actually take their stamina out and you can kill them in one hit or get a critical hit out of them. So there are a lot of things. It's really amazing. I would definitely recommend them. I think in my original, just in the last episode when I finished the game, I gave the review of 8 out of 10, but I think I would give this 9 out of 9.5 actually out of 10, just if they would not redo the bosses, they would just not repeat the mini bosses and everything. I would have preferred that. Everything else, and it's not super complicated, the game. The more you play, the more you will figure out. Like the Axis Spine, this is additional things. Like first you'll start with 1, then you'll be able to get 2. This, according to your play style, you can do different things, like a protection type. There is chain type, which like your combos would have more attack pattern. So if you have the burst is a different type of energy that you will, different type of combo style that you want to open up apart from beta, so you can enhance that. There are some that actually increase your charge energy, reflex, they can increase your shield if you try to play more defensive kind of playthrough. But I think offense and then realizing when to parry and like evade would be the best thing. The combat, guys, is so much fun. You guys are going to love it. So impact style, this is when you are able to open. So let me just show you guys. So there are certain areas, so your drone acts like your gun, and you have different sort of bullets for different kind of stuff that you can do with them. And there are certain areas where you cannot use your main sword, and when you can't use that, you have to rely on gun. And that's the game just trying to make you understand, like, to get okay and get used to fighting with both of them. Because if you're just relying on this, certain boss fights would get really harder. Because there was one boss fight on which I just used guns to kill him, and if I would have used this, I think I would have died a lot to them. And it's a really hard boss, and actually I was able to kill him on the first attempt without realizing, and it was amazing. Anyhow, guys, my closing thought, I think it stands on its own place. This game have carved out. If I would have played Devil May Cry 5 or Near Andromeda or Bayonetta, I might see the resemblance and what it is picking it up from. But even when the guys, the people who have played those games, they say yes, the game borrows from that, but it still is a very good game by its own standards. I have heard that the Shift Up is making stellarblade 2. I'm definitely going to play that and going to do a blind playthrough on my channel. Guys, if you guys love combat, if you guys love stylish combat, and if you love Souls-like action RPGs and and story a little bit, and combat is and you guys love the sound and music and the visuals, you guys are in for a treat. If you have not played the game, I would strongly recommend it. It's definitely a lot of fun. And in the new game plus, like I was talking to you guys, oh, skills. So let me show you guys. So in the new game plus, there is all like these all skills opened up. So there is, you can get more stronger, so that when the bosses are more stronger, you can fight them. So there's a lot of stuff which opened up for me in all different skill levels just for the new game plus. So there's more stuff to do. You can get more stronger, you can get your different combos and different stuff in the new game plus, and that is just amazing. So while my character is stretching, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for checking out my channel, and I would really like if you guys will leave a like and subscribe, because we're really trying to get to the 1,000 subscribers. We really appreciate your help. Thank you guys for checking me out. I would really recommend you guys check out this game if you haven't played yet. Thank you guys. Peace out.